You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
After centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the cradle of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal: the unity and development of a strong, conquering, and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tata.
Yes, we are live, my queen. Thank you. Thanks everyone that is joining us today on the special and exclusive edition on Pan-African Daily TV. I'm so happy that we could connect tonight again. It's been a very, very hectic week out here. And I know everyone was already questioning the fact, where is Pan-African Daily TV? What is going on? And particularly when they heard that the Queen of Gabon, Queen Ngningone III, would be joining us live tonight, everybody was just like, it's been a while. It's really been a while. So if you're connecting from anywhere across the continent or in the diaspora, we are welcoming you today to this another beautiful session. People are busy celebrating. Some also are actually not, like we saw the incidents of the flood in South Africa and other incidents around Africa. It's a while. But tonight we want to talk about something really, really exceptional and special, because the Queen is here. She's bringing us royal greetings, and not just that, it's been really I think a couple of months since she's not been here. So apart from just talking about the holding a conversation on the need for us to unite, which is what she's bringing to us, some very relevant information at home and abroad. But we would just like to know what she's been doing all this while. Where has she been going to, where she's been traveling, what has she been doing around? Are the kingdoms and the queendoms doing very well out here? So we would have the privilege to ask our royals today. The Queen is beautifully seated, as you can see, ready to take all your questions. She's so cute. I mean, imagine we were having a conversation in the background before I went live, and she said, "My daughter." I said, "Daughter? No, you're young to just give birth to me." And she's like, "No, it's not about the age. It's about the royalty entitlement. Even if I a baby, she's still always going to call me, or even if I'm married and she's still always going to call me daughter, because those are royal entitlements." So we're waiting for your queens and your kings to gather for the family, because we don't want to miss any of this here. So while we're just warming and having a good time waiting for all your family to join us here before we go into the conversation, my queen, how are you doing? How's the kingdom?
I'm doing blessed to our beautiful and amazing royals of Africa. Mbolo, Mbolweni, my people. This is your queen, Queen Ngningone II, 17th generation crown queen of the Fang people. Many of you are familiar with me already. So your queen's been busy teaching because I've been focusing more on the healing aspect of our people. All right. As a group of people who have, gone through what we have gone through and is yet to receive the proper help. Okay. As a queen, I have to get out there and help our children heal, because our people tells us that the truth about any condition affecting you, the truth alone is a remedy. Like when you go to the doctor, it takes a real doctor to give you the right diagnostic. Once they found out the right diagnostic, only then whatever ailment you're battling can be cured. So I've been focusing more on the teachings, but recently I've been moved now to the next phase of my mission, which is the outreach. Because as you could see around, opportunities are laying up for us to gather our people and go back where we come from. So today I would like to bring to the attention of the diaspora, okay? Those of you out there who are on your feet, fighting for our right to dignity and respect, those, okay? Because there's different diaspora. Those who understand their mission. There's a roundtable coming up in Addis Ababa. It will be held on I think I wrote down the date. Next month in May, it's coming up. So basically, it's a roundtable, and the topic of which will be the right to return, okay? So that roundtable will be held between the 23rd and the 28th of May in Addis Ababa, and the host is the African Union. So the topic is focusing on Region 6. Who's Region 6? The diaspora. So this is an opportunity for us to go before them and lay out our petitions or demands. So basically, I saw that there's a few organizations which have already signed up, registered to attend. But I've heard many of us in the diaspora complain that we're not really getting a proper reaction from our fathers on the continent. Is because we are still not organized. So my suggestion is that that roundtable coming up in Addis Ababa, that we unite all the diaspora and all the Region 6 with an organization fighting for the cause of our right to dignity and respect and self-ruling. So I suggest that we unite under one leader. We pick a representative that will speak on our behalf, that will show up. The other ones, we still can go and accompany the person, whomever we agree or we choose to do that for us. But it is important that we come to them ready, my people, because whether you like it or not, in their eyes, we are still perceived as the children, because our people left as children. So we occupy that rank. And what happens in a family when you have, let's say, two kids, one of them want to play soccer, the other one want to be part of the swimming team. The child who want to play soccer goes and does all the researches and only come to you to let you know when, to let you know how much, And you have the other kid who's only talking about getting into the swimming team, but that kid hasn't taken any action showing their level of seriousness about what they said they want. So our readiness will put them in a position where they will have to hear what we have to say, because we will come to them ready. And another thing, it sends another message of unity to them. If us, the children, they have scattered in the Americas, we were able to come under one roof, standing before them as one. He put pressure on them to do the same in everything which concerns us and our homeland. So we have to go with a level of seriousness. And once we organize under one organization, it will facilitate the exchanges, it will facilitate the communication between us and them. And what is the diaspora? Is roughly what, 250, over 250 million of us. So we come strong, one voice behind all these people. So it will let them know that we're ready to have that conversation. It will, number two, give them ammunition, because as you could see, the last vote they did on removing Russia from the Security Council, I was glad and happy to see that our people have now the courage to dare say that they have their own problems to worry about. Our people are now finally getting it, that we can continue being people's ships. Like I said in a previous visit, I told you that our ancestors are awakening in us. So some of you will find yourself equipped with an incredible courage to push it through. So when that call comes, answer it, because this is our time. So as it is for our fathers on the continent, it should be the same for us. We can't continue complaining about what the people who have enslaved us are yet to do for us. Is insanity to expect the best from people who have showed you the worst of them. So that's the reason why I suggest, I encourage us to elect one leader who will speak sense into our forefathers. It will show, number one, our readiness. It will show, number two, our seriousness. And it will put them in a position where they have to listen to us and where they have to give us a seat, a permanent seat. So we become that full and operational body we are supposed to be within the African Union. And those of us, of our fathers watching us from home, I want you to understand that the return of our children is not something that we're just pulling out of our hats. All the royal families received the prophecy that after our fall, our children must return. You have to understand that the separation between us and our children has a spiritual, implication. Because our people say, what are the children to an African man? His children are his wealth. His children are his future. What happened to a place that is stripped of his youth? That place, our people say, becomes a ruin. That grass is bound to grow on the roof of those houses. So that place will remain dominated and exploited because the builders, the protectors, the teachers, the doctors are gone. So the longest we stay separated from our children, Africa will remain dominated and defeated. The mere separation of us from our children has a deep spiritual meaning that you think. So I urge you all who are awakening, I urge you all who are equipped with the courage to say no, we have our own problem to worry about. I urge you all to come together as one and confront them about the repatriation of our children and the reparation they owe to the continent of Africa and the descendants of their enslaved population in the Caribbean and in Northern America. My people, use it as leverage in these negotiations. Let them know that we haven't forgotten how sharp was the sword under which our forefathers lost their head. The time has come for us to bring forth all these issues. So take your responsibility. Our children are standing on nothing to make these people pay them reparations. Our children are the world's longest held POWs. They now have a status. Those who attacked our land and stole 12 million souls from us and murdered 20 million on the continent in the war effort to try to keep their children home. Those people, we know them today as NATO. The key members of NATO, who are there? France, Spain, Portugal, United Kingdom, Belgium, Germany, Italy, Netherlands. Who else did I forget? These are the key members of NATO. Back then, they were not called NATO, but nevertheless, it's still the same clowns. So you go after NATO. You want us to side with us? Let's talk about our past. We are no longer your slaves. And while you do that, make sure you properly identify the enemies from within. There's no way we could go as a people as long as many of us are so quick to betray. Once we make it outside the plantation, some of us prefer to see us enslaved. This is the big problem we have from within and that we need to take care of. There's no reason why in South Africa they're setting other Africans on fire. For us to go around expecting any form of respect from the people who have oppressed us for years. So this is my message. Our children don't stand on anything which could make these people pay them a dime. They are in captivity. They don't own their talent. They don't own their property, their intellectual and artistic property. They don't own anything. Those in the athletic leagues, they're bounded by contracts that look like slave masters' contracts. So our people, our children's hands are tied to make them do anything. But we want you to know that we're standing firm behind you. It will take for you to start roaring, for us to start making noise around here. So hear our plea to unity. All right?
Mbolo.
Mbolo.
Mbolo, my queen. My queen. You know me, I take from the backyard and we roll ahead. I'm getting a little bit cold out here. So I want to start from one. Where did you get the information about the conference from, my queen? Were you approached by the African Union? How come there is a conference like that or a roundtable that involves and the topic of the SID region? And it's just like it's next month and nobody has any idea about it. How did you get to know about it? How is it organized? What is the topic? And if it is about the SID region and you're talking about delegate one person to represent us, this, I mean, When I look at the population of us out here, and from the structure, I don't want to judge it, I don't know it, but something that is serious and it's just coming to us like now we just pack up, send somebody, and he just goes and even inform them the reason why we should come. I don't know how serious I can take this, but like I want to provoke to understand really from every perspective we have to represent because it's an opportunity. But I want to know the medium upon how a whole Africa Union would organize a roundtable like this next month, and we don't know about it. Where you
Well, that's the sad story about our people and the bureaucracy. It seems like in the process of getting colonized, there are certain skills like properly pushing bureaucracy, properly pushing papers in a timely manner is unfortunately skills that our administration back at home could work on. So one of our daughters who follow me, who's in contact with me, shared the information and basically told me, listen, my queen, were you even aware that this is happening? You know, and she got it from the AU website. So basically all they did is post it on their website, pretty much.
um we understand this structure, to be honest with you, and that's why I don't want us to uh, do things that probably is just, I don't know how I want to say it. It's a political structure, and from what I know, you have also that political institutional weaponry that are still like represent like agencies of that. Because if the African Union is actually serious on this point, um, I mean, all the instruments are there. It's not even something like, you just put something on your homepage and then we have to know about it. I take an example. 2014, the Ethiopian government invited more than 3,000 representatives from the diaspora, and they had this congress in Apawa, which the initiative was to create the Pan-African University per excellence in Adowa. And the foreign the foreign department of or the foreign ministry of Ethiopia sent out 3,000 invitations to African diasporans, scholars, experts, teachers, all across diaspora, but also on the continent.
Mm-hmm.
They did not only do that, they booked the whole of Hilton Hotel in Addis Ababa. They paid tickets and flight and convened that conference there. I was honored to be one of that. From the invitation to the ticketing to the tours, because we had to go to this Adoa where Ethiopia was never defeated, right? And then we met at the campus and divided into groups, given topics to walk about, what could be the outcome, because they wanted a model like, we don't want to be talking about Harvard. It is, and that project is actually going on. But that is something that I say, people who are looking for solutions and they respect the diaspora and they call them to the table. It's not just only about paying the tickets or taking the bills, but the format in which they address with some respect, and that could already show the outcome of it. But this one, I just go on their homepage and I just see there's a congress here, and then we have to just go there. I don't know, my queen. Convince me. Tell me, why do you really think if such a poor organization, you, the queen, sitting out here, the institutions that are here are not aware officially to say, come, let's dialogue, come, let's discuss. This is what we have for you. Tell us how we can work together. And I just see it on their homepage, and then I just go. I, I, my queen,
Okay.
it's not. respect, but I want us to be honest.
I understand because, you know, we talking about two kind of different situation. You will notice a clear difference in the way Ethiopian move in anything that has to do with their homeland. Okay? Ethiopians are a different group of people because in a sense that they didn't suffer colonization, they were never conquered as a people. There's also another thing about Ethiopian is they are united under one religion and one language they call Amharic. So you see, they're standing on strong foundation that the rest of Africa doesn't have. They have a way of taking everything that has to do with their homeland security very seriously. They fought 2 wars to stay independent. So what does it mean? It means like we are talking about a nation which already has the blueprint on how to, you know, fight for your freedom and how to stay free. We just witnessed what happened recently when they went and when the enemy went and activate Tigray. You know, how they got together instantly because, you know, they are used to that. They never give ground for the enemy to come and divide them. So when we're talking about the African Union, unfortunately, the countries that really have seats and a certain weight or say so are the countries where we know the West has puppets. So you have to take that into account that going through the African Union, especially after the murder of our forefathers, Muammar Gaddafi, you know, it's like basically walking around the European Union. Because all the decision, they're the one who make the decision. Whatever they want to talk about, they're still dominated by them. But nevertheless, it doesn't mean that we ourselves, who are still outside and must return home, we need to get discouraged by little bumps on our road. We are grateful that they even open up opportunity to have such conversation because it's due. It's a conversation we must have. When will Africa wipe the shame off of our faces? Let's not forget that we lost these children as a result of us losing war against them. So how embarrassing is that these people came and murdered our forefathers and took our children away. Our children are still within their walls and we are yet to claim them. How do they think they can ever stand up for themselves? The ones who are supposed to speak for them are in captivity until today. We are Africans. We know that the sons and the daughters are the ones protecting the old fathers and the old mothers.